Hello guys, and welcome back to Damo Drives, bringing real cars to real people and answering some of those questions other channels just don't talk about. So welcome back to another episode bringing subscribers' cars to you. Now this beast is an M6 competition and it's owned by Matt here.
Hiya. So
what we're going to do, we're going to have a very quick look around it because it's freezing out here, and then we're going to take this thing out on the road because it sounds epic. And I'm a little apprehensive and excited about driving this because it's not standard. Matt thought that 600 brake horsepower just wasn't enough in this car, so it's over 700. Mental, and it sounds pretty wicked too. So being the competition as well, we've got bigger wheels, a firmer setup, carbon fibre roof, well that comes with all of them, and the most important thing for this is the engine under there. It is a tour de force. Even though this is a 2015 car, the same engine is used in the brand new M5 and the M8, which this replaces. Colour wise, this is San Marino blue, and overall I think this is one of the best looking BMWs, certainly in the past few generations. But we're going to get in the car. It's far too cold, I'm afraid, to be out here. Let's take this beast out on the road. Hopefully it won't try and kill me, and we're going to enjoy this, and we'll have a chat with Matt, who knows pretty much everything about this car. So let's hop in and we'll get going. Masks on, obviously. I feel slightly apprehensive. I don't know why. I've driven a few lively BMWs, you know, the M5 being the hairiest of all, but it's very sensible. It's four-wheel drive, and this has got none of that four-wheel drive business going on. Right, I'm gonna...
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how you find this in comparison to the M5 comp, because they are, although they're very similar cars, and even going back to the F10 M5,
yeah,
this is a very different driving experience to the F90 that you drive with Charter. So.
Yeah, that was epic. I said that was probably my best car, all-round car I've ever driven.
The M5 is such a good all-rounder because you've got all the practicality of a saloon car, but with a monstrous engine. And this is why, like with this, that's why I looked at buying it, because you've got the practicality of the four doors, and you've still, you know, you've got an awesome-looking sports car.
You've got a family as well, so
and and having a 3-year-old, there's space in the back for him, and there's the boot's huge on it, although it's quite deceptive. I'm
worried about how relaxing this feels and quiet, because I'm tickling the throttle in the most basic mode, and I've got a head-up display with some numbers, and those numbers I think will climb quite quickly at some point. I just want to get a bit more used to the car, because I've driven it, what's that, about 500 metres. There's no way I'm going to give it the beans. And what we so this is stage 2, Matt.
Stage 2 as of yesterday. Yeah. So it should be power-wise now around approximately, obviously it's not been dynoed, but around about 735 to 740-ish horsepower and over 900 newton meters of torque now.
And that would obliterate an M5, you know, in power-wise anyway. It's just the traction that's going to be the...
Yeah, I mean, if this was a four-wheel drive, yeah, it would be a different game. But yeah, the power of it is...
So I'm going to give it a little bit more, and this in stand, so... Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh, it's got a rather naughty sounding exhaust. So we've got a sports cat on it, haven't we? So it just sounds epic. That was just tickling it ever so slightly. So what tyres have you got on this at the moment?
So the PS4S is all round.
I don't know the operating temperature, but it's certainly not very warm at the moment.
Yeah, it'll warm up fairly quickly, I imagine.
So we've got the M modes for some people who might not have seen this down here. So that's got like your presets. You can spend hours getting the right setup in here. So we're going to M2, so that's not the most aggressive, is it?
M2 is the full-blown, so M1
no, let's go with we'll go with M1 out of the first junction. So
I'll give it one more press.
Oh, I thought we've got to double press it.
Just the top one.
That one?
Top, that's it.
There?
You're in, that's it.
Yeah.
You're good. And you're on paddle shift.
Oh, Jesus. MTM friendly. Speaking this. Oh my goodness me. Jeez, that's quite loud, and this is a well insulated car. So we can. I can feel that. Oh boy.
So on the map settings, it said exotic burbles.
Exotic, that's right. That's just vibrating off everything. Oh, what have you got here? That's something that's missing off of the new M5. This is absolutely killed his sound. The M5 was my only letdown, was the audio pleasure was completely lacking. Jeez.
Well, you've woken up most of Eastine.
For the armed police unit to turn up going, we've heard gunshots in the local area.
So the lovely thing about it is it doesn't do it in normal mode.
Yeah.
So you can drive nice and gently and do long journeys. Bear in mind, I've got an override for the exhaust valve as well, so the exhaust valve's open all the time. You can open and shut it off the cruise control button using the screen. So it's been open the whole time you've been driving it. So you can quieten it down even more from standard, so you can just drive it nice and calmly and sedately, and then when you want to use it, the sport mode will just completely transform it.
You've got some really tight twisty bits coming up here, so this has got like the M diff, hasn't it?
Yes, it's got an M active differential in it, yeah.
Still need to be really careful because I know it's going to be capable of a lot more than I am. Sheep, well, even the sheep are looking. What is that? It picks up speed at a worrying rate. I need to make sure I don't give it the beans on a corner, because I have a funny feeling this thing might. Oh, we've got full traction on, so.
Yeah, all the BMW traction aids are brilliant in reducing power, and because of the active differential, it can reduce the power across both sides of the axle, so it will help keep you somewhat in a straight line.
So if it's going to go down, let's open the window for a minute, shall we? So that's, go down to first. Oh my God! And that's got, the back of that was a bit squirrely. How even BMW can't tame the beast in the back. I felt the back of that twitch ever so slightly. So I could only imagine if you're an MDM, which allows that slip.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of leeway for play.
Oh, I need big boy pants on for that. I haven't got that. I mean, what do you normally drive? Are you brave enough with MDM or?
I mean, if I'm really enjoying the car, I mean, the thing is with this much power, we can't really use it in the UK.
No.
There's not really, unless you're on a track or on a runway, you can't really use that kind of power. It's lovely to have it, and of course, if you're playing top trumps with people, saying you've got over 700 horsepower, you get pretty good kudos for that.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't really, you get 70 so quickly, but it's just that pickup is what is just so amazing about it.
Epic. And then, I just like the overall car. Also these dials as well. I love analog for some reason. I think analog's going to last better than the digital. Digital look good, but because of, I don't know, the quality of the TFT screens get better and better, they look older quicker.
Yeah, that's it. It's everything with technology, isn't it? It's how quickly things are improving.
But this is something quite special. I can understand why you wanted to get this, because you've gone from, well, I would say a normal 1 Series, but your 1 Series had nothing normal about it, did it?
I mean, I was sad we never really got for you to have a go with the 1 Series, because it was, it was 8 years of work. It got to the point where it was so modified, it was unreliable, and this came in as a part exchange, luckily obviously working with BMW, and I kind of got to the point where I said, I think this is the time where I need to grow up a little bit.
And grow up a bit.
Well, that's all right with the pops and bangs.
Yeah,
with the stage 2 on the 1 Series, the air ride, the body kit, the spoiler, everything was so dramatic about it. But then that was my car, and everyone knew me for that car. And it was a passion project for 8 years, and it did me really well. It got to a point where everything was, it was, as my other half will say, incredibly unreliable. And having a 3-year-old and a family, it just wasn't practical to have a car.
Well, this one you can turn everything off and go, no, it's a normal car, honestly.
Yeah, that's the great thing about it. It is so comfortable and reliable, and I would say a fantastic engine. I'm lucky that I don't live down the road from work, so I don't have to drive it every day. I've got the fortunate ability just to walk to work. So conserving the little miles per gallon the thing gets anyway.
Gallons per mile as opposed to miles.
Yeah. I mean, you're lucky to get 20 on a good run. I think I'm averaging about 15 at the moment. It's not great on fuel, but then a 4.4 V8 is you don't really buy it for efficiency.
No, so here we go, nice straight. Bloody hell! Those numbers they're not normal. I think I'd lose my licence in it. I'd have to stick to first gear and never go in anything else.
You do have to be very reserved on the throttle.
It's biblical. I mean, it's the fastest car I've driven on the channel, certainly the most powerful. I mean, 0 to 60, yes, the M5 because of its 4-wheel drive, but I think after probably 20 mile an hour, this thing would probably disappear.
Yeah, once those 2 turbos get swollen up, the power really comes, as you probably felt, comes in really hard. It's very impressive on the pickup, and more so now with the map. It picks up the power so much quicker. There's a lot less lag on the turbos.
It does. It's a nice size engine. It's a big engine anyway, so you've got quite a torquey engine naturally, and then you slap 2, turbos. I know it was the first M car with hot Vs, so the turbos are inside the actual V instead of on the outside, there's some real good technical reason, something to do with exhaust gases and stuff.
Yeah, it reduces the distance for the air to travel into the inlets, so it's just
boom. There we go. That's what it's for.
And the pipe work is so amazing how they've done it in distributing the power and all the energy through the cylinders. It's very impressive.
This is absolutely epic. I'm feeling, like I said, I'm probably about 30%. It's just the bends and stuff you need to be careful on. But let's go over to the next. So we can go over to what M2 is the more extreme.
So yeah, that's it. You'll see there should be a little M2 comes up at the very bottom of the screen.
I'm not going to look down. I take it we're in that now. Where are we in?
Give it one more go. Yeah, you're in M2.
I know you've got, when you look under the bonnet, we've obviously got induction kit and everything, but you can't hear it that much.
Yes, surprisingly, you can hear it quite well at lower speed. I think wind noise and everything comes into play, and obviously with the exhaust noise, you do hear it a lot less, but the induction noise is quite loud off. If you're on boost, you probably hear it quite a lot. You can hear it. It's not quite as showy and you don't hear sort of a dump as such, but you can hear the air going through it.
It's just the overall noise, isn't it? You've got noises that way, but the car's so well insulated, and it just feels very grown up. It's a different level of car to a lot of things I've been driving recently. That Fiesta was awesome, but there's a big difference in.
And to be fair, the 1 Series I had was very much of that ilk. You know, it was, although it's stage 2 within, you know, went to town with the full exhaust system, the intake. It did, watching the video of the Fiesta reminded me a bit of the 1 Series in terms of the noise and the thing, and so going to stage 2 in this, it sort of brought back that sort of bravado that I enjoyed about the 1 Series, and the fact that with the 1 Series it was always loud. You know, whatever you did, it was full on shouty, loud, and an asbo. Whereas this, you have the choice of being a bit more sedate and grown up, but still being able to enjoy what is great about these cars.
This is going to be interesting. So now I've got it. So we're in the more extreme mode, and we've got a junction. So we'll give that car plenty of room. So I think I may catch that up quite quickly. Let's give it a bit of room. Jesus.
Yeah, your traction light was going a little bit then.
But I didn't feel it. I mean, I'm not looking down there.
That's the great thing about having the traction control mode in the M active differential, just keeping that power and keeping you as much of a straight line as it can.
I'm just like staring and holding on. It's like, oh my god! But it doesn't feel dangerous fast. I was really apprehensive, you know, when we started talking about it. It's like there's a lot of power. And only being rear wheel drive and everything, I was definitely apprehensive, but being in it now, it's like, I wasn't worried about. You know, it's just a brilliant car. I just love BMWs. You know, they've done a lot, obviously, with Chandler's.
Yeah, after you driving a lot of the cars at work, I always said it'd be nice for you to drive mine, just to have that difference in seeing what else, you know, obviously it's great having the stock BMWs and seeing what BMW can do, but it's that potential that the cars have, and obviously the limitations that come with a factory car, and throwing all that out the window and go, what are these things capable of, and the amount of restrictions BMW put on the engines now for, emissions, and especially with things like petrol filters, which obviously you say about noise, having being that this was before they were introduced, and that you've got all that noise and everything coming from it, it's a different world, but it just shows how great these engines are and how great BMW build their cars.
I like the gearbox on this. I've got the DCT on me.
Yeah, so the DCT have real mixed. Because you're in Sport Plus, it's wanting to go.
It's like, no, what are you doing? Why are you driving slow?
Don't let off.
Where were we?
Yeah, the gearboxes, the DCT boxes have a real mixed review. Some tend to have a review saying they're quite delayed. Some of them are absolutely spot on. So, I mean, I've been fortunate with this one. It's really good. I think once you sort of let the car warm up properly, they tend to be fairly good, but they're a lot more raw, and sort of the new ZF boxes like that's in the F90 M5 and the new M3 M4 is an awesome gearbox, but it's a lot less mechanical and a lot more computer. Whereas this is physical, you feel it. You feel it changing gear. You can hear it sort of moving around.
It's still, but I mean, it's quick anyway.
Oh, it's super fast, yeah. The dual clutch is fantastic.
Yeah, you're probably another 3 seconds on that, and the local constabulary will be putting you behind bars, because you get to 60 and it just wants to pull as quickly as it did off the mark, and I'm sure if you got the chance to get to 100, 120, it would probably keep pulling to, obviously limited at 155, I guess.
Nope.
No?
Not this one. It's derestricted. Not that I've gone anywhere near that 155 margin at all, but it's got the potential to do 200 easily. Funnily enough, the gauge that's in the dash it's actually got Vmax on it, so you can actually do the lap times. Not that I haven't used it, but you can do lap times, you can do quarter mile times. Some of the guys, there's a group of guys who specifically have this engine, so whether it be an M5, in X5M, XXM or M6, and the guys in there are, some of them are pushing 1,000 horsepower out of these, and they're pushing silly 60 to 100 times on drag strips and things like that. It's absolutely incredible. And they're doing methanol injection, clutch, and then you're at stage 3, and then full exhaust system. You can go crazy with these pure turbos on them. You're talking over 1,000 horsepower easily. They're incredible what you can do to them. And there's a couple of guys up in the Midlands who do tune these cars, and they can put some silly power out of them.
But the good thing about that is, it sounds like we're talking low number. Oh, it's only 755. But compared to over 1,000, it proves that how good it is, and you're not fully stretching this engine.
Yeah, there's so much potential. But I'm erring on the side of reliability, and you know, I said the whole reason I got rid of the 1 Series was because it was unreliable. I don't want to go and have another unreliable car. I know it's been a little while coming. I think I messaged you the first week I got it and said, Damien, you've got to come and drive this car.
It's just biblical. I mean, perhaps I'm going to give it one more squirt up. This bit of rain. Oh, this car's going. So like I said, the only thing is, because in sport, when you get slow, it doesn't like slow speeding.
Yeah, this is where the DCT is a bit...
There we go. So, that's ferocious. It's just pulling and pulling. Oh wow! Oh, thank you very much for letting me have a go in this beautiful car. Hopefully everyone's going to enjoy, you know, the walk around and the driving experience, the noise, and I don't think a lot of people are going to get to experience this sort of thing. That's the reason I love doing this and want to bring more cars to people, you know, other people. So if you are interested in getting your car on the channel, it doesn't have to be an insane, hang on, sorry. It doesn't have to be quite as mental. Ping me an email. But hopefully guys, you've enjoyed this one. I certainly have. It's been epic, so thank you very much for that.
Pleasure.
Yeah guys, so want to see more videos like this, click on the subscribe button and notification bell so you get alerted when a new video comes out. Comments are always welcome. And from this biblical M6, oh, wow, 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 wow.